Thank you for coming to our website for what I refer to as the Rant. A television spot has to be 30 seconds. It doesn't even begin to tell the total tale. And I'm sure that this short piece won't tell the total tale either. But I firmly believe we're at a crossroads in our economy, much like the Industrial Revolution. The fellow who used to make beautiful leather boots is being put out of business by the guy who makes hundreds and hundreds of machine-made boots. And he can't understand why, because who would want those shoes compared to the beautiful boots I've made for generations? That's a little bit where the better end furniture store is today. And one of the big reasons is this discussed bifurcation of the middle class. We've got a lot of people moving up and a lot of people moving down. And consequently, the little bit of the pyramid that we've served for years with better quality furniture at discount prices and services like reupholstery or refinishing or repair are not needed in a throwaway economy. One of the big imported companies, Scandinavian, you know who I mean. I keep telling people it's not good furniture, it's good kindling. Because it's made with MDF board, once you move it, all the fasteners have become loose and you can't tighten them up again. This is not true with solid wood furniture, but this is where a significant portion of the economy is buying. At the top end, a lot of people feel that they need their hand held by a designer, so they're getting designers, and so those people are going to designer showrooms. So those of us who served a large portion of the middle class in a pretty good size area of the pyramid are being squeezed out all over the country. Well, in our case, our building has become more valuable to rent out by a factor of 5 or 6 times than our furniture business. So it's with trepidation and regret that I find that I have to close out our company. But there are other things at play in our economy also. We no longer seem to have a broad-based narrative that says having a beautiful home is an aspiration. As an example, we no longer invite people to our homes for dinner very often. I understand we've got 2 careers we're dealing with. Nobody wants to be in charge of making dinner or cleanup, so we go out. This keeps us from having beautiful furniture at home to show friends. That's a large difference. Another large difference is that we no longer have what I would call an education in furniture. We don't know how it's put together, we don't know periods, we don't know wood species. It's not important to us. Nothing can seem to match up with that little magic phone in our hands that gives us all the entertainment and all the information, whether it's accurate or not. We also seem to, in the furniture buying younger ages, are more comfortable dealing with our computers than we are dealing with other human beings. So we're more comfortable shopping online. And obviously our wonderful people who run our tax situation love to put taxes, sales taxes, which I don't charge, but I have to collect, on orders. And consequently, the internet has a great advantage there. Public policy does pick winners and losers. There's one other point. We seem in our society to have come to a conclusion that price is the be-all, end-all, not value. Value is what you get for what you pay for. Personal service is not factored into that. And in many cases, we found that people would like to come into us, like we're the public library, and talk about furniture that they can then go online to buy, because I'd rather be in a 12 by 12 room working on phones and off of catalogs also. Much less expensive. No property taxes, no sales taxes, etc. But here you can come in, sit in pieces, and actually figure out what you want to have, and have somebody in a very consultative fashion help you determine what you want to do. So we're leaving the business. We're going to be extinct. We've got fantastic furniture at great prices. Come in and see us, ask for the dodo, and we'll see what we can find for you. Thanks for watching. As part of the Rant series, I thought I'd show you just a couple of pieces that we have in the store to give you an idea of flavor and how unique some of these pieces are. This is an Amish-built rocking chair with a leather seat. You may not be able to pick it up on the camera, but it has a big brand in the seat of it. It's made out of solid oak. We call it your grandfather's rocker because everybody seems to remember their grandfather, or some of you youngsters, your great-grandfather, sitting in a chair like this. Old-time comfort. Used to take advantage of the gentle art of porch sitting, which was very popular before air conditioning came in. See how young you are? Here's another piece that's somewhat typical of our Amish bedroom. This piece happens to be made in what's called character or rustic cherry, meaning it's from the outside of the log, so we still have influences from stems and limbs. Meaning there can be knots and there can be fissures in the wood in the character cherry. It can also be done in clear cherry. Multiple finishes, multiple hardware, undermount soft close, drawers, English dovetail front and back. This is quality furniture. Solid wood, finished with catalyzed conversion varnish, made to be passed down to generations. This is to show you a piece that's somewhat unique. This is a movable or should we say portable, bar with access to the top, which has glassware and an ice bucket in it. And then in the bottom, it has storage for wine and portable. So you would, very traditional, gorgeous piece, mixes beautifully with even contemporary pieces. This is the type of unique product we've handled for 45 years. Again, as part of our series to show you unique pieces, this is not so unique to our store. I probably have right now 8 dining room tables made with what's called live edge planked furniture. This happens to be a piece of spalted maple that was felled by a storm in Pennsylvania and then cut into strips, dried appropriately, but the natural edge was left on it. They tell me that if the furniture is felled in the winter, the bark stays on. If not, any of the other seasons, it actually comes off, so they take it off. Unique, finished with catalyzed conversion varnish, so it's very serviceable. Just one of many pieces in our store of this type of rustic look. I thought I'd show you 3 chairs. This is a maple chair done in a cherry finish, wood seat. But what makes it different is that it has a one-piece back post and a curved stretcher, solid wood seat, finished with catalyzed conversion varnish, wonderfully comfortable. The second chair is with a fabric seat done with what's called Krypton. Krypton's a special fabric that really resists spills. In fact, when they brought it out 4 years ago or so, they sent out packets of ketchup and mustard and grape jelly and said, "See if you can stain it." Well, we couldn't. So that's why we can use light fabrics on a chair for a dining area and assure you that you can keep it clean. This one happens to be done in oak, lovely, and this finish happens to be one of about a dozen that can be done on it. And the Krypton is one of about 200 fabrics that can be used. Again, a curved stretcher on the underside and a one-piece back post. That just lends itself to durability. And we're going to sneak up on the cameraman because here we can show you how the underneath is blocked, corner blocked, glued, screwed, put together so even the most active household is not going to have an adverse effect on a chair like this. This is the type of thing that you buy once and use for a lifetime. Kind of going out of favor these days by value, but that's what this is. This is to show you some of the craftsmanship that's still available by US-based companies. This is not an Amish chair, it's a Mennonite chair. I refer to the Mennonites as Amish light. Beautifully saddled where the seat is scraped out. This happens to be one piece of wood that builds this bow. This is called a compound steam bent, so it's steam bent this way and then this way. You can see that the pegs come through the seat and are then wedged so they remain stable. This is the kind of thing that was popular at the turn of the century. Absolutely beautiful, still available, getting less popular, but there are still some of you out there who appreciate quality.